There's a lot of ways to do this problem. It looks probably pretty overwhelming at first. A lot of directions you can go, but I would recommend you just look at the top. Can you clean that up? No. Look at the bottom. Can you clean that up? Totally. I got two things with the same base here. They're being multiplied. If you multiply things at the same base, you have to add the exponents. It doesn't matter the fractions. I'm just going back to that basic rule. If you're multiplying things at the same base, exponents get added. Now I do have to remember how to add negative 1/3, negative 3/2 and positive 1/2. So quick reminder, when you're adding fractions, the denominators must match, and then you add the numerators. If I add these numerators, I'm going to think of this as a negative 3. Anytime you have a negative fraction, always think of the negative as being on top. So negative 3 plus 2 is, negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2, so I get negative 2 over 2. So this numerator, I didn't mess with it. And this bottom becomes y to the negative 2 over 2 becomes negative 1. So it's looking a little better. And now I got to deal with this. There's a couple ways to deal with this, but I'm going to start with the idea that we have the same base and we're dividing. So I will subtract these powers. So that's going to turn into y equals 1/3 minus the power on the bottom, which is negative 1. That gives me y equals 1/3 plus 1. And now when we add fractions, we do have to have common denominators. This 1 is really 1 over 1. I'm going to think of it as a 3 over 3. And if I add these together, 1 plus 3 makes 4. So it's y to the 4/3 power. That'll be my final answer. That's it. I will say, some of you at this step might have thought about taking this and popping it to the top, like the alternative in here in purple would be to take this and pop it to the top and make it positive, so it would become y to the 1/3 times y to the 1st. And then you'd add these powers together, but you get the same answer. So whichever one of these methods makes more sense to you, feel free to use. You should be able to understand both, but always go with the one that makes you more comfortable. Good luck.